Time to muscle up. Today's biggest screen notebooks are formidable, full-featured desktop alternatives for work and play alike. Here's everything you need to know to choose the right 17-inch gaming rig or mobile workstation, along with our top lab-tested picks. Desktop replacement laptops like the Gigabyte aorus 17G used to be the de facto gaming laptop. It used to be that if you wanted the type of components that can power the best PC games, you'd have to just kiss portability goodbye completely. Fast forward to 2020, and more gaming laptops than ever are finding ways to pack a ton of power in a portable package, and you only have to look at the recently launched Asus Zephyrus G14 for an example. However, even in the face of portable gaming laptops becoming more and more feasible, there are still thick gaming laptops like the aorus 17G coming out all the time. The idea is to provide desktop-level performance in a gaming laptop, without having to sacrifice a ton of room to get a bulky gaming tower. The Gigabyte aorus 17G definitely provides that power, too. Packed with the latest Intel Comet Lake processors and the new NVIDIA GeForce RTX supermobile GPUs, this thing is more than capable of absolutely chewing through any game you throw at it. But keep in mind that this comes at a cost. With that high price tag, however, you are getting a lot of power. The Intel Core i7-10875H is one of the most powerful laptop chips on the market right now, and coupled with the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super, there's no game that won't run like a dream on the 240Hz 1080p display. Of course, to get this level of performance, sacrifices do have to be made elsewhere. This is a bulky piece of equipment. You can essentially just forget about ever carrying this laptop with you on the subway. It's not the bulkiest laptop we've ever used, but it's still far from an ultra-portable. Simply put, the Alienware Area 51 meters is freaking gorgeous. This is the antithesis of the gaming laptop stereotype. This laptop features a beautiful, clean design, and while it's definitely huge, it doesn't look like an edgy toy. You won't feel the need to hide this laptop when people come over. The Alienware Area 51 meters weighs a whopping 8.54 pounds, and is 1.7 inches thick at its deepest point. This means you probably won't be carrying it around anywhere, but it's actually thinner and lighter than the MSI GT75 Titan. It looks better, too. The Alienware Area 51 meters comes in two color options, Lunar Light and Dark Side of the Moon, and both options are jaw-dropping. We got the Lunar Light model, and the laptop has a white chassis with black accents in the front, and where the vents are around back. You'll find RGB lighting literally everywhere, the keyboard, power button, trackpad, the logo around the back and a ring around the vents in the back all light up in whatever color you'd like. What's more, unlike many other gaming laptops, the Alienware Area 51 meters keyboard features per key RGB, which means your imagination is the only limit to how you can make this laptop look. And, obviously, there are more than enough ports on the Alienware Area 51 meters. On the right side of the laptop, you'll find two USB 3.1 Type A ports. Over on the left, you get a Thunderbolt 3, another USB 3.1 Type A and your headphone and mic jacks. Finally, around the back, there is a mini display port, HDMI, Ethernet, an Alienware graphics amplifier for an external GPU and two power inputs. You read that right. For the level of hardware on offer with the Alienware Area 51 meters, you're going to need to plug in both a 330 watts and a 180 watts power brick. However, you can plug in the 330 watts power adapter, and it will be good enough to keep the laptop running, it just won't charge the battery. Razer has always had excellent design, and the Blade Pro 17 is definitely no exception. The all-black design is only interrupted by a lit-up Razer logo on the back that doesn't even look obnoxious like most illuminated logos do. Of course, there's also an RGB keyboard, which you can customize with the pre-installed Razer Synapse software. Beyond that, the keyboard is excellent, if a bit less clicky than we'd expect from a gaming laptop, though that's in no way a bad thing. The Razer Blade Pro 17 also has the best trackpad we've ever seen in a laptop of this class. While we get that with this kind of laptop, people are going to be primarily using external mice, having a trackpad that doesn't suck is underrated, and this one is almost as good as a Mac trackpad. On either side of the keyboard, you get these massive top-firing speakers. They aren't the best sounding speakers in the world, but because of their positioning they aren't muffled. Nestled in the top of the right-hand speaker, you get a power button, which is just kind of a weird placement. As far as ports are concerned, There are plenty. There are two Thunderbolt 3 ports, one on each side of the laptop, along with 3 USB-A ports. Then, to add a cherry on top, there's an HDMI port, Ethernet and a full-sized SD card reader. Basically, whether you're a gamer or a creative professional, you're not going to be left wanting for ports. The reason Razer was able to stuff all these ports in, though, is the sheer thickness of this laptop. While it's not much bigger than other laptops in its class, measuring just 0.78 inches thick, it's very heavy. This thing weighs a whopping 6.06 pounds, which is heavier than the Gigabyte aorus 17G, which is a full 22% thicker. If you're looking to commute with this thing, just be prepared for the workout that carrying it around in your backpack is going to be. As we mentioned earlier, Asus's range of Zephyrus gaming laptops have been designed to be as thin and light as possible, which makes their bigger, bulkier competitors look positively dated by comparison. This has continued with the Asus ROG Zephyrus SGX 701, which Asus claims is the most compact 17-inch gaming laptop ever made. The idea is that the Asus ROG Zephyrus SGX 701 comes with a 17-inch display, yet its body dimensions are more akin to those found on a 15-inch laptop. With dimensions of 399 by 272 by 18.7 mm, it's around 23% smaller and 40% thinner than average 17-inch gaming laptops. In comparison with the Asus ROG Zephyrus GX 501, which is an older generation Zephyrus laptop with a 15.6-inch screen, the Zephyrus SGX 701's dimensions are only slightly larger, which is impressive considering the larger screen. This smaller size and larger screen is made possible mainly thanks to the incredibly narrow bezels that surround the screen. At just 6.9 mm thick, the top and side bezels allow for an 81% screen-to-body ratio, which means there's very little wasted space. To achieve such a small top bezel, Asus no longer includes a built-in webcam above the screen. For many people this will seem like a worthwhile trade-off for such a slimline device. However, if you use a webcam often, for video calls or broadcasting on Twitch, for example, then Asus has come up with a rather elegant solution by including a slimline external webcam that can clip onto the Asus ROG Zephyrus SGX 701, and can fold to just 17 mm thin when not in use. Not only does this allow the Asus ROG Zephyrus SGX 701 to be a slimmer device, but it means Asus can pack more tech into the webcam than you'd find in an integrated camera, and it's capable of recording 1080p footage at 60 frames per second. As with previous Zephyrus laptops, the keyboard is at the front of the laptop's body, which is usually where the trackpad would go on other laptops. This leaves a big space at the rear of the keyboard that looks a little odd if this is your first Zephyrus. To call the Gigabyte aorus 17X a gaming laptop is like calling the Ford GT40 a car, technically true, but really missing the point. It's the kind of computer you get when give a designer a piece of paper and a pen and tell them to build the best gaming laptop possible and damn the costs. The aorus 17X will blow through the best PC games on ultra settings at 60 FPS or higher for years to come, even with ray tracing enabled. Loaded out with bleeding-edge technology, an incredibly solid build, and one of the most gorgeous 1080p displays you're ever going to find, there isn't much that Gigabyte left out. All that high-performance hardware means its eye-watering price tag shouldn't come as a shock, but it still kind of does. To our surprise, though, it even turns out to be a better value than competing gaming laptops in terms of the relative price for performance, which lessens some of the sting. The aorus 17X features the latest Intel Comet Lake CPUs and 4 RTX Super GPUs, an Omron mechanical keyboard and trackpad, an all-CNC aluminum chassis, and a full HD, Pantone certified, 17.3-inch IPS display with a lightning-fast 240Hz refresh rate. There are several configuration options available, and the prices scale accordingly. There are some downsides to a system like this, obviously. All that hardware packed into a build this solid weighs more than 8 pounds, so it's unlikely to ever leave your desk. Especially if you go for the GeForce RTX 2080 Super, which comes with a second power supply and power cable. Each power adapter weighs about 2 to 3 pounds altogether, making it even less likely any of it will see the inside of a backpack for day-to-day use. So if you're flush with cash and you want the highest performance, pure gaming laptop your money can buy, then this is it. With power like this and its competitive pricing, The aorus 17X turns out to be an unbeatable value in a category that doesn't know what that word even means.